Hey everyone, I'm back with another little video here. I'm just gonna make this little quick video. I know it's a couple days late, but I've just been busy the past couple days. But I'm gonna share my quick thoughts about the Super Bowl. That sucked. I'm gonna tell you that really freaking sucked. I mean, that was the most boring Super Bowl I've ever seen in my whole life. And I thought 3 years ago, Super Bowl 50, when the Broncos beat the Panthers, I thought that was the most boring. But looking back on that one, while it wasn't very exciting, what it had going for it was at least it was Peyton Manning's last game. And it had scoring, at least. I mean, it had some decent scoring. I mean, yeah, nothing big really happened in it. I mean, it was mostly a Bronco dominated game, but at least it had some decent scores. 24-10. Maybe that's not real high scoring, but at least it's something. Then better than this game, which was 13-3. I mean, the previous record I think they said was Super Bowl LIII, when the Dolphins went undefeated and they beat the Redskins 14-7, 21 combined points. And 14 was the lowest scored by a winning team. Now it's 13 by the Patriots. And also, what else is new? Patriots and Brady win again. They won their sixth title. Now they're tied with the Steelers for six. Something I did not want to happen. I did not want to see happen. I wanted to always just to have a number one. Now we have a two-way tie. Now we're gonna have a big rivalry. I guess maybe. I don't know. I guess now they're gonna have a rivalry. I mean, yeah, they both have six, but do the losses appearances count? The Steelers lost two, the Patriots have lost five. I don't know if that's better or worse. Whatever you think, I don't know. But the Rams, I'm really disappointed in the game too. I mean, the Rams, I thought they at least would score. I thought they were going to put on a good offensive performance, even. I mean, granted, both teams' offense, defense was, I don't know, okay at best. But I mean, the Patriots. This was their weakest year. I mean, they went 11-5, which is actually a lot less compared to their recent years. I mean, in recent years they won 14-2, 13-3, 12-4. Other years, yeah, 13 wins at least. This year they won 11-5. Rams won 13-3. But I thought the Rams. Let me tell you what, that Todd Gurley and who's the Rams? How do I forget the Rams QB's names? Todd Gurley. I mean, he did all right, but wasn't really much. Jared Goff. Hi, slipped my mind for a second. Jared Goff, he looked completely lost in that game. I mean, he couldn't get anything really going. I mean, well, the Patriots. I mean, they scored what they. This is the first Super Bowl ever when only one touchdown was scored. At 13-3, the Patriots scored it in the last 7 minutes, I think. But overall, it was like very boring. The commercials weren't really that good anyway. The best one was that I agree with people saying that NFL 100 one with all the stars in it. That one was pretty cool and funny. And the other one I kind of liked was the M&M one, when they were in the back seat with the new chocolate bar they were advertising. I thought that was kind of funny. And the one with John Lewis, I think, no, Martin Luther King, I think. Yeah, that one was an alright one. Civil rights stuff. That was kind of pretty cool. And, but I mean, some of the, and the Bud Light one, the corn syrup one, that was kind of funny too. Other than that, though, commercials weren't. In recent years, everybody said the commercials have not been very good in recent years. I don't know why. They used to be really good. And, yeah, they have a few standouts, but that's it, really. But overall, the game, I'll tell you, very disappointing New Rams because I wanted them to win. And I thought they would be competitive. I thought they might lose, but I didn't think they would lose like this. They didn't really get blown out. But 3 points, that's all you could manage. It's a field goal. And that's actually now now they've also tied with the Dolphins when they lost Super Bowl 6. In Super Bowl 6, the Dolphins lost to the Cowboys 24-3. Three is now they're tied with the Dolphins Super Bowl 6 for the lowest points ever scored by a losing team. And so that's the only thing they didn't break was they've just tied it now. So that's the Patriots. They've just now they've tied the Steelers. Now the Rams, now Patriots record Super Bowl, they go to 6-5. 11 appearances, the most of any NFL team. I'll give them credit. 11 appearances, even though they lost 5 times. That's making it 11 times more than any other team is pretty damn good. But for the Rams, this is now their third loss of the Super Bowl. They've now dropped to 1-3, which is not a very good Super Bowl record. I really would like the Rams. Someone was here. Is that just the heat kicking on? I think. The Rams, I don't know if they're going to be good again in the next couple years. I mean, for the past, ever since they lost Super Bowl 36, also to the Patriots. I mean, they won 2 years before against the Titans, but it's beside the point. After they lost, they really went into a big decline. And they really haven't had many winning years since they won back in 2000 when they won Super Bowl 34, I said, against the Titans. My God, I just said that. Oh, my God. But, yeah, the Rams, I mean, I hate to say, I don't know if they're going to be now as good. I mean, this might have been their show. That's ironic. They're called the greatest show on turf back then, but just, I don't know if they're going to, they've been competitive. They've gotten more competitive in the past few years, but I don't know. Maybe this was their moment and this was it for a while, But for the Patriots, I don't know. I mean, Brady, he may retire, may not. They said he won't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Especially next year, with all the new coaching and stuff coming in with the AFC, especially, they needed it with quite a few of those teams. You saw the Bengals, Browns this past year, Broncos. Am I missing anyone else that got fired? The coach. Oh, Jets. I mean, maybe all the new coaching and players will be different with the AFC this year, maybe, and Dolphins, yeah. But see what happens, I guess. But overall, back to this game, very disappointed. I agree with everybody. This was probably the worst. I mean, people say, oh, it was a good defensive game. I'll give it that. Okay, it was good. Both teams were pretty good defensively overall. But that's all I can commend it for, is that both sides was a tough-fought game between both teams. And they said the Rams credit holding Tom Brady, the Patriots, to 13 points, is pretty cool. But you have to score. You can't just have a defense and that's it. Or you can't have an offense. You can't have an offense with no defense. You can't have a defense with no offense. And that's exactly what happened here. Patriots, like I said, late in the fourth quarter, they scored the touchdown and field goal and officially put the game away. And that, you knew right then and there, now they're back in the game. And the Rams, I knew their chances were over in the last 5 minutes. When Jared Goff threw that interception, I knew right then and there they weren't going to win. It's ironic. A funny thing that they didn't accomplish in the game, they just barely missed, was the 3-0 halftime score. The Patriots were ahead 3-0 by field goal. That's actually not the lowest deficit. The lowest deficit was Super Bowl IX back in 1975 when the Steelers were playing the Vikings. The Steelers led 2-0 at halftime, so the whole score of the first half was a safety. But they ultimately ended up winning. They took off in the second half. The Vikings only managed 1 touchdown in the whole game. And they I don't know if they went for 2 and missed, or they missed the extra point, but the Steelers got 2 more touchdowns, I think. Yeah, they got 2 more touchdowns. The Steelers won 16-6. But anyway, overall, this was a very boring and uninteresting game. Last year was much better when the Eagles won, obviously. But that was a really high-scoring back-and-forth game. Real competitive that one was. And the year before really infuriated me when the Falcons blew that lead. That was infuriating. You don't blow a 25. You can't rest in the Super Bowl. Falcons, they're on the wrong end of history now, and they're never ever going to get over that. I mean, yeah, it would maybe in the next few years they'll win the Super Bowl. I don't see them winning anytime soon. They'd have to win to erase that moment. Well, you can't really erase history, but even if they do win, it would minimize it, but it's not going to take that away that they blew the biggest lead in the Super Bowl ever. I mean, 25, the biggest before that. The biggest that's overcome was 10 points. And now 25, But anyway, that's beside the point. That was 2 years ago, But anyway, back to this game, Rams. I'm very disappointed in you. I expected more. Mostly everyone expected more, and especially more of this game. And it was just very boring, and nothing. Tony Romo, I'll give him as the announcer. They said called some good plays, and he was right about the calls. He said they were going to play. The calls they said they were going to call. Whatever. Got my words mixed up, but I mean, it was pretty cool. Whatever, but. Anyway, just a very boring game. The worst and most boring Super Bowl I've ever seen. Mostly everyone I see online and TV said it was the worst one they've ever seen and the worst and most boring ever seen too. And I think I have to agree with them. So, overall, that's all I gotta say really. Not much, except this was a very forgettable game. And it's a shame that the NFL season had to end this way. It's a shame it ended with a whimper, and this is the last Super Bowl played of the 2010s. That the decade had to end. The Super Bowl that ends the decade, 2019 now. It would be 2020, but I mean, it's a shame that the last Super Bowl played of the 2010s has to end with such a whimper, which is just very disappointing. But I don't know what you're gonna do. It is what it is. Now you just have to look forward to baseball coming up in the next month and a half, couple months. I don't know when it starts, but I know spring training's starting. But hey, have to look forward to that. And basketball's still going, hockey's still good. Sorry, guys, I just got a little irritation in my throat. I had to cough a bit there, so I don't know. Just share your thoughts below what you think of this. Shared mine, so I don't know. I really don't know what to say anymore about this game. See ya. Bye.